I am Vinny Chopra. Namaste. I'm a commercial real estate investor, syndicator, and fund manager. We have over $1 billion in AUM, and I am also the host of 2 live shows and weekly podcasts. I have written 3 books also on multifamily syndication investing, positivity, and senior living.
And I am Farouk Shakil. Assalamu alaikum. I'm a small business owner and a real estate investor as well, and have started, grown, and exited multiple businesses over the past 10 years. Welcome to the Desi Money Show,
where we are about to celebrate the accomplishments of Desi personalities who came to USA with almost nothing, but have achieved great success.
Our mission is to share insightful experiences and welcome others to contribute their inspiring stories to help you on your path to success. Get ready to chat with incredible Desi entrepreneurs who have gone from zero to hero.
So grab your samosas and gulab jamun, settle in, and let's dive into the world of Desi hustle like never before. Hi there, guys. This is Vinny Chopra, Vinny and Farouk. We are back with another edition of the Desi Money Show. Farouk, how are you, brother?
I am great, Viniji. How are you? What's going on?
I'm doing great. I'm doing excellent. I'm so excited today because we got a great guest today with us in the studio. Dr. Rupam Khanna is here. Actually, it's so ironical that we are neighbors, our common friends over here in Danville Black Hawk Country Club. We reside, and we were so happy when we moved here 5 years back. We didn't know she lived next door. And it's been such a beautiful thing for Kanchan, my wife, and us to know that, she and Rohitji lives next door with their family, and they are wonderful people, wonderful people. How are you, Rupam? Dr. Rupam, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for that, those kind words. I truly believe nothing is by accident. Nothing is ironic. It was meant to be. I guess we manifested great neighbors, and the energy I see when you're walking in the morning, it just inspires me. And I think when I'm going to my classes, it inspires you. So they say with time you attract your tribe. So I guess
Totally. And thank you for taking time from your valuable schedule. I'd love to introduce our audiences, about Dr. Rupam Khanna ji. She's practicing dentist, an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, and a mother. Wonderful mother. We know her kids and Rohit's kids, together, their kids. As a dentist, Dr. Khanna has over 25 years of experience in health department of the UCSF Dental School, honorary host of Integrative Health Department for the UCSF Children's Hospital, and the founding member of the Bay Area Dental Assisting Institute. Fabulous. As an entrepreneur and philanthropist, Dr. Rupam Khanna started a health and wellness nonprofit, 180 Elevate, to elevate the consciousness. Love that. We'll dig into all those things. On top of all of her professional success, she's a mother of 2 wonderful kids and resides with her husband, children in San Francisco, like we just discussed, and growing up in Eastern culture, and currently living in California, inspired by her creative. Oh yes, she just launched her new line of the Merakk, right? Merakk, Merakk. We'll talk about that too. Products as a reflection of her love for integrative medicine and holistic approach to well-being. And she works very closely with manufacturers in the research and development. Thank you, and so welcome to have you here. Please give our audience how did you come to USA? Where did you grow up in India? All those good things.
So wow, it seems like a lifetime ago now. And, I grew up in India. I was born in Delhi, lived in Delhi all my early childhood years. Then I went to dental school in southern part of India. So I kind of relate to both northern and southern part. I feel like I really spent my very formative years in southern parts. So I totally value education, which they
Yes.
do. The ethics from there are beautiful,
Yes.
and learned a lot also from there. And then at the age of 26, me and my husband, we met and we decided to, he was already here,
I
and
see.
we decided to live in California, moved here,
Mhm.
went to school here, and had my children, started my practice, and it's been an amazing journey.
I love that. I love that. So, were there some pivotal points like in India? Let's talk about that too. So, were you practicing over there? And how did it all start? And what kind of student you were, if I may ask that, while growing up and everything?
I was a crazy go-getter student, and I come from a very affluent family. My dad's an oral surgeon. My
Uh-huh.
grandparents were from Punjab, and we had like farmlands and all. So everything was always beautiful. And
That's
as most of the Indian parents had, the expectation was you go to school, you form a career, and we
mhm.
are all behind you. So, beautiful family upbringing. And of course, I took it very seriously. I was a valedictorian throughout my high school, college.
Nice. Yes.
Competitive for sure. There was this one year in college where I came first with another girl, and I was like, as much as horrible it sounds, and I was like, no, that can't be possible. I had them recheck all the exams, which was crazy because it could have worked in my negative. But I always had faith, and I always believed in myself. And I said, what's the worst that can happen? I'm proved wrong, but I don't leave anything to chance. And
This
so
is
I did
so
it.
amazing. Oh my gosh. I mean, I hope all the young entrepreneurs who are watching us or listening to us, it's such important thing to persevere and don't leave things to chance. I love that because if we are sitting around and not really taking action, then the odds are against us right there.
And
Rupam ji,
but I've always felt like we have a monkey mind, and
Mhm.
our mind doesn't leave us unless we take action. And
Yes.
but I felt like circling in head was worse than any outcome that you can get. So you start with small things and you build up that muscle.
Yep. So true.
absolutely.
Farouk? Yeah.
Yes, Rupam ji, सबसे पहले तो welcome to our show.
Thank you. Thank
Vinay
you.
ji, it's
Pleasure.
very excited to have you on the show. I personally
Gulab
had
jamun and samosas. We should have those together somehow.
And chai.
online, online.
And chai, and also
Yeah,
dosas. We love dosas too.
absolutely. Rupam ji, I wanted to ask you personally that, a lot of people, dentistry is a profession. People typically become dentists and then they, follow their career. But it seems like you went on the entrepreneurial path, right? So I want to know, like, how did you get that idea? Somebody in your family was entrepreneur, or you had a bigger vision for yourself? If you can talk about that a little bit, I would love to know that.
I think things just fell in place.
Hmm.
If I have to say one thing, I mean, of course, my dad's a dentist, like I mentioned. He had his own practice. On the side, he always did real estate. So I'm very passionate about
Ah.
a tangible, like owning land, coming from
Hmm.
farming background from my grandparents. It was always, I guess it's in my genes, but also I have to say the universe conspired because I have a very supportive husband. Sometimes, nothing's done alone. It's
Yeah.
the people around you who either bring you up or put you on the other side. So he always
Yes.
supported me. I always felt that since I was not the bread earner of the family, mine was always cherry on top kind of mindset. And with that, you can go all in.
Correct.
And that kind of combination of my husband being in corporate and, an executive, he saw the potential. He always supported me. My dad always was there. We had a very the way even I brought up my kids, it was not about a dependent relationship. It was more like mature conversations we've always had. So anything and everything we could talk about, and we're vulnerable with each other. So I think that small community, which a lot of people like you're building right now, is
Mm-hmm.
very important, where you have like-minded people. I
Mm-hmm.
was God was kind enough that I was born with the like-minded people. They were not these small battles we were fighting, so we always had a bigger vision. And rest, it just one thing led to another. From a smaller risk, you take a bigger risk to a bigger risk, and then it becomes a
Wow.
life.
Wow. This is exciting to know because, in our entrepreneurship life, I came to this USA with $7
Wow.
in my pocket and suitcase, maybe small one. So it's really exciting to see that, you could start with that, not leaving things on chance, but take over destiny by expanding wherever you start. In my case, it was different because I became a syndicator. We
Mm,
had some money, but you know, my wife didn't want me to put all the money and lose all the money. So I
mm,
learned the tricks of raising money and things like that, became syndicator. But let's go back then. So as your life over here, of
mm.
course, you have been progressing, and let's just even go into the brand new, products that you were contemplating as an entrepreneur. If somebody wants to start a new business, what did you go through, if I may ask? I
Wow.
mean,
That was
yeah.
challenging. So, when I come from a service industry as an entrepreneur, being a dentist, but
Mhm.
this is a product which totally kicked my butt for sure.
Okay. That's
Because
what we want to know about.
from
We
using the
really
left
want to.
side of the brain, I started using the right side, which I hadn't used, because creativity was very very pivotal in this, and I enjoyed it. It started as a passion project. So, to take it a little back, when I started my nonprofit during the pandemic, I realized it was a lot of fun to do. Like all of us, we developed so many skill sets sitting at home. One of them was to connect virtually like we did. And I always say the biggest pandemic in this world is boredom,
Yeah.
where you get where you just stagnate and you're not evolving. So you got to do something that makes you want to get up. So I love dentistry. I love my patients. I love going, but it's a very monotonous. I mean, we have the highest
Mhm.
suicide rate, so it's probably people go crazy after doing the repetitive work over and over again. And when I started the nonprofit, there were three major pillars of life that I could kind of narrow down to what really leads to a complete, fulfilled life. And it's
Uh-huh.
connect, grow, and give. And it's based on the Buddhist principle, but I kind of modernized it a little bit. So, my true passion, and where you see in the resume that I teach at UCSF and also the
Yes.
integrative, I am very, because I grew up in India where our grandmothers would give us ginger and
Hmm.
small little simple things for
Yep.
curing things, to coming here where it's
Right.
so modern. So I am very passionate about integrative medicine, where
Hmm.
where you combine the ancient wisdom which has been there, its work, to the modern science, where,
Yes.
where you don't go extreme. So the middle path is always the best. And so I actually started this as a reflection of my passion for it, because the first product that I wanted to launch was oil pulling, which back in the days people used to use for their gums and for IBS and for a lot of
Yeah.
things.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I
Uh-huh.
started recommending it to my patients, and because they trusted my background and my credibility, they did it and they saw the difference. And so
Hmm.
I felt that I have this platform where I can glamorize it, and I can come with a little more authority on it, where people will actually take it seriously. And that
Mm-hmm.
was my only motive to do it, that if I do it and if I say it, people will actually give it a try and then they get hooked to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always
Awesome.
also enjoyed luxury. Like I've always enjoyed fine things. So I combine the two. Luckily, again, it's that stage of life where I can take this gamble and chance of living it from a place of pure passion.
Mm-hmm.
I've never
Love
made
it.
spreadsheets. I've never, like the friend you were talking about last time, I don't understand numbers. All I understand is I'm having fun, I'm doing it, and it just works out.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So,
It's amazing to be able to do a business or a project from a passion, and then
yeah.
things. Will you go ahead? Sorry.
Yeah,
No,
I
no,
can
no. That's so
say I've
true.
paid
That's
my
so true.
dues on that. So this is my play money, if you may.
Now
But
that's a good thing. Let's talk about it because as entrepreneurs, we make wrong decisions, right decisions. We follow passions, and I've lost quite a bit money in few things, but also made a lot more in other things and all, which is good. And one needs to take risks in life because if we don't, we'll be stagnant. We will not be. I know, knowing Farouk, he started lots of businesses in 10 years and lost money in some, but he also made money in many of them. So let me ask you a question then. If you could kind of share with us from the concept, if an entrepreneur wants to start a product, uh, this is a different product, of course, but you could put that into it, having a good mind mapping and meeting with the research scientists. I mean, anything you could throw light on, I guess.
I think first of all, passion. You have to you cannot do it with an outcome in mind. You have to be passionate about what you're putting out there. That's
Yeah.
the first thing because it shows through. People have become
Yes.
very smart. There's no way you can fool people for a long time. You could do it. So you have to truly wake up and get so excited that you love it. You have to be your biggest fan.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's number one. Number two, I do think that we have to check in our egos a lot of times. Where
Drop it at the gate. I know, I say
at the
that.
gate.
Drop it at the gate.
And I
It
think
won't take
yoga
you
really,
anywhere.
and I learned that through my yoga studios. Like literally, you think
Mm,
people say, "Oh, you must be so good." I'm still
mm,
learning. I'm still evolving. And when you're a big fan of mind, body, soul connection,
mhm,
where our
mhm.
physical body and our mind are so interrelated. We cannot be
Totally.
fully in our mind. So, when your body hurts and you're right now, I know
Mhm.
you're dealing with some arthritic issues,
Yes, yes, yes.
but humility, you really have to be humble and say, you know what,
Totally.
this is what it is. And so pivoting is very important to know when to
Yes.
pivot and what
Hmm.
to do.
Yeah,
And that comes, the more you do it, you won't be able to get anything out there without failing and then getting up and a a kid doesn't learn how to walk day one. So you have to. I love being around children. I love being around dogs. And I love being around books. I think those three things you can learn a lot from all that. And a lot of times, I mean, I have these few books on my bedside, Napoleon Hill, of course, and
hmm.
another one is
Which, if you want to share some 4 or 5 titles, love to find out. Yeah, what
so
you're reading.
I love Napoleon Hill. I love his
Me
Think and
too.
Grow Rich.
Think and Grow Rich.
It's
Amazing book.
it's my Bible, I say.
Yep.
I love Dave Asprey's work. His
Oh,
book Game
yes.
Changers is just
Ah,
absolutely amazing because he takes a lot of things from different places and puts that whole mind, body, soul, because I think physical fitness is very important to do anything.
sure, sure.
One of my favorite books though is Tuesdays with Maury.
Ah, we have that too. Yeah.
I just love that book because if and that's where you think it's better to take a chance and fail than not
Hmm.
having tried at all. And
So
so
true.
those life lessons. And I love your book, Vinny. Your book's amazing. Everybody in my office is reading it right now.
Oh, thank you. Positivity brings
Positivity over
profitability.
profitability.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. No, it's been, I'm a product literally of the books I've read from
Mhm.
Jim Rohn to Dale Carnegie to Norman Vincent Peale to all the way to, Wayne Dyer and of course Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now,
Of
which I
course.
love, love, love the book. And then of course the Millionaire's Mindset and all
Mhm.
these things are so important in the podcast. There's so much free stuff out there that we could change our mind, body, soul. I call it checkup from the neck up. Zig Ziglar. How could I forget Zig Ziglar? He talked about stinking thinking. Hey, Zig Ziglar talks about, and Stephen Covey comes to my mind. What we take care of from the mouth up is the
Mhm.
stinking thinking over here, which puts us dampers and just doesn't let us go where we want to go. And body is a temple. Body is a temple. If we go to church or if you go to temple and we pay homage and give donations or whatever, we need to give donations to our own temple because God is omnipresent. It's within us. So we need to
Yeah,
take care of the body. We need to take care of the temple right here.
Yeah.
Us ourselves have the best self-esteem and self-enthusiasm and everything so that every day is a new day and
Mhm.
making sure that we live to the best of our ability.
Absolutely.
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 Wow. I have a question, Rupam ji. I like to learn. It's a great opportunity for me to meet entrepreneurs, and I'm learning as we go. I want to know a little bit more about your institute, the Dental Assisting Institute, if I may.
Hmm.
Uh, did you guys start that, or did you guys bought it? And what's the vision with that? Like, it seems like you do a lot of different kind of projects, and which is
Yeah.
amazing. How do you get time to manage all that stuff and
Hmm,
talk about
that's a good
your
thing.
assisting dental assistant institute?
Yeah,
Mhm.
time's a good question, but you know how they say success is not overnight, it's over the
Yeah,
time. So these are like little nuggets around the way that I built based
yeah.
on where I was at that stage of life. So the Dental Assisting Institute, just at the office, I realized it's hard to find good dental assistants. And so
Mm,
me and my office manager were like, why don't we, if we're training people, why don't we see what it takes to get people some jobs? Like I see so many young people that are motivated to work, but either their family couldn't afford schooling at the time or they didn't have
mhm,
the right mentor. So it came from that place that if we can do some weekend classes or a 3-month course and train someone to do the basics, because we don't need a very expensive skill set, but it gives a young person a maybe interim or a long-term career
mhm,
that they can be very proud about, and
mhm.
at the same time have because not everybody can afford to go to school for 4 years, unfortunately, in this country.
Yeah,
They
true.
haven't made it very easy. So it was more started as a decent salary for helping young people.
Mm,
And went to the board, did the qualification, got certified. And again, the universe got me this one guy who was doing it. So first of all, I used to teach, and then my assistant used to teach, and then this other person who I got connected to, he wanted to open his own business, and
mhm,
he needed a dentist. So he said, "Can you be my dentist, and I'll run it in your place?" And I said, "Absolutely." So that way,
mhm,
I started it. I planted a seed. Always keep planting seeds in your passion because there's
mhm.
always someone, a gardener can come and then take over from there.
You take- So true, so true. I do want to. I know we talked about children and you talked, but let's go into that side. I know both of your kids are so talented. I know them personally. And so, kind of tell us, the upbringing has to do a lot about their mindset and how important your daughter got scholarship. everything. And now son is in the same path also. Maybe you could teach some lessons to
Oh,
our audiences, you know?
oh God. I always say it's a blessing because there's no bigger blessing than having healthy, happy children. But
Yes.
I do believe our children are our biggest teachers.
Yes.
And I truly, in my soul, believe they're our biggest gifts. And I've always treated them like that from
Hmm.
the beginning. And what worked for me really well, and again, it could be just a blessing and a good karma from my mother. That's what they say. Your mothers and your mothers manifest what you see as a parent.
Yeah.
Uh, was anytime I wanted to work, and this might sound a little in the quantum world, but anytime I wanted to work on my children, I worked on myself. And
Ah,
anything I wanted them to have, I kind of worked on myself. And it just
wow.
happened that they absorb what you're doing because nobody likes to be told what to do.
So
Unless
true.
I'm not talking about when they're 3 or 4 years old. Of course,
Hmm.
safety is number one thing you worry about your children and
Hmm.
keeping them fed and safe in all environments. But even I once heard this thing that Sadhguru said that you cannot teach a child anything beyond age 11 or 12. So that's the time you just give them
Wow.
resources, keep them busy. After that, you just along the way, even till they're 11, 12, work on yourself, whether it's the eating habits, whether it's workout, whether it's your work ethics. We are we are an outcome of the environment we create for the children, and they just soak up the energy. Like I remember this one time my daughter was really stressed doing her college applications, and she was going through her roller coasters, which
Hmm.
kids do in our neighborhoods. There's it's
Hmm.
very competitive.
Hmm.
And I just started praying for her. And
Oh,
I saw that subtle difference. So,
wow.
they're,
Wow.
they're human beings. It's hard being a child. It's hard being a kid where we have so many expectations. Just give them a lot of love.
I love that what you just said. I was reading and listening to some podcast also where
Mhm,
we try to see what we could not have done in
mhm,
our children, and we put so many expectations, and we want them to behave this certain way and grab this or do this and do that. I am so glad you're saying that we need to be just leadership, parent leadership ourselves. Let them see it. It's never a push thing, it's a
mhm.
pull thing. They will take the path, they'll follow the path which they feel. And we have our own circuit, right?
Online.
Brain, everything. And our upbringing is very different than theirs. They grew up here, they were born here, just like you and our kids. So I really see that. I think, giving them the room, which maybe I haven't done it that much. I should have done it better. But the key thing is be let them be themselves. And
Yes.
just like you said, they will chart out their path that will be more bliss for them. That's what they're looking for. Like our son retired at 38, right? But you're so right about it. We need to work on ourselves. Huh?
One time I read somewhere, or I think I heard in a podcast, you and I, we love books and podcasts, is it's so difficult for us to change ourselves. How do we expect others? So
Oh
anytime I want
yes.
other to change, I try changing myself. And that again, somehow things around you change. What was that quote? When you look at things differently, the things around you change, or something like
Yeah, the world changes.
the
You're
world
so
changes.
right. It's a different, eyeglasses. You change the eyeglasses
When you
to a
change the
different
way you look at things, the things around you change.
change. Totally, totally. But I love what you just said. Ego. Ego should not be in anything. That's the thing. I know. I mean, some people may feel that, hey, so and so is so egotistic, but ego is just, it's a downfall. It's a downfall, I find, I think yeah, let other people
Not easy,
lead.
and we have to be kind to ourselves.
Yeah.
because we don't want to be doormats too. So
Sure.
it's a very fine balance. We're all human beings. There'll be moments of ego, but forgive, let go, move on.
Yes, so true, so true. Please take us to maybe something more if you think some subject is so near dear to you, which can really make a difference for young entrepreneurs or intermediate entrepreneurs, because this show is actually, how people got to their success. So maybe if you would like to talk about 4 or 5 habits you
Mm.
think that one should have to really grow into any kind of practice or any kind of entrepreneurship, that will be very good. Yeah.
Sure. Very good question, Vinny. Very good question. Made me go into a little thought process here. I do feel number one is your health. If your
Yes.
health is not good, nothing around, I don't care how much self work you've done, I don't care how much knowledge you have, you will be the most miserable person for your own self and people around you.
Yes.
So the
Yes.
biggest thing is your physical health. And it's not done in a day, it's done over a period of time. So, of course, go to your doctors, get all your tests, make sure your numbers are good, and
Mhm.
take care of yourself on a day-to-day basis. No one feels
Yes.
perfect every day. If one day is not good, wake up the next day and just go to bed, and next day would be better. But
Exactly.
so physical is one, but once that's unstable, I would say waking up, a good sleep is number one thing. A rest
Mhm.
is the biggest gift we can give ourselves,
Mhm.
where you sleep at a certain time and wake up early in the morning.
Love it. Love it.
So that habit alone can give you so much more productivity than anything else. Morning, I love a quiet time. I love that
Mhm.
30-35 minutes to my own self where you do
Mhm.
some breath work in the morning, you drink your water, that's my morning routine. I oil cook
Mhm.
every morning, my products, swishing it around,
Mhm. Mhm.
and give that time to really pause and really say, what are the three things I can do today? That'll make me feel at the end of the day that I accomplished something. And so that's how I usually start my mornings. It's really worked very well, because if you do that consistently, when you look back, you'll be like, wow, I accomplished a lot. But if you let the day take over you, it'll be days and months and years, and you'll still be stuck in your rut. So
Mhm.
I started my habit of waking up early when my kids were going to school, because I realized we were waking up and we were all killing each other in the morning. So I realized if I'm just 20 minutes I give myself before I wake up anybody in the house, I am so much nicer, and that the pace of the day is according to
Mhm.
that. Uh,
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. No,
that's
this is so great. So
And I
great
do
what you're
believe in
saying. Uh-huh.
journaling. I believe in gratitude, and I believe in intention. So I have a three-part process of journaling that I learned through this mastermind group that I joined. I write
Mhm.
three things that I'm grateful for every night, and I write three things that I acknowledge. And a lot of people say, how is acknowledgement different from gratitude? And
Mhm.
acknowledgement is where I did it,
I
where
see. Yeah.
I went to work out even though I didn't want to. It sounds very like schoolish, but it really
Mhm.
makes that difference. Or I chose to eat this where I could have done that. Or I
Mhm.
was nice. And again, it's a feeding into your ego, but
Mhm.
it's motivation of doing something also. So again, it's that fine line where you feel good about yourself, which is very important. And
Very.
the third is you put an intention out there and
Yeah.
make that intention where let the universe figure it out how they'll do it. It's not my problem, it's their problem.
I love it. I love it. This is so great what you just said, which is right routine in the morning, paying gratitude, having exercise and like miracle morning kind of routine, which
Mhm.
is Hal Elrod, author, wrote that book Miracle Morning and then Miracle Equation. And I'm so glad you brought it up because that's something which has really helped me over the
Mhm.
years as I started practicing it also. I never did it before, but
Mm,
I've been doing it ever maybe 2, 3 years now since I met Hal Elrod myself at a mastermind and all. And then, he presented the book. And of course, I've been promoting his book all over the country because
great.
it's a great book. Yeah. So, Brother Farooq, yeah.
Yes, yes. I've been listening, and Rupamji is dropping golden nuggets. I actually wanted to ask her about her vision. Like, what's her vision with her business, the 180 Elevate, and also with your institute. Like, what's your do you do like a 10-year goal or a 5-year goal thing, or you just let it be and do the best you can? If you can kind of shed your light, what's your next 10 years looking like in business?
Mm.
So incidentally, I was kind of phasing out, but then both my children have decided that they want to go into dentistry. So things have
Ah,
changed. I am
Oh
mhm.
wow.
getting more and more involved in the practice, and I intend to grow it
Yes.
where I will probably get into real estate and dentistry together. So you get to own. That's from the dental side. For my product line, I want to get more products in there. I want to continue doing the research. And at some point, I would like to merge these together because
Mhm.
they're all different parts right now, but they're all from the same passion.
Mhm.
And truly, I think I want to give back more. I want to really inspire people. I want to form more communities, and
Mhm.
that was my goal with 180 Elevate, is to just bring people together. And I feel like with success, with your you owe it to give it back and to share with other people. And
Mhm.
uh, that was the biggest thing why 180 was started, just to bring people together. Because I feel when people come together, there's that magic that
Yep.
happens, which
Yep.
goes to infinite possibilities. And
I totally agree. Totally agree. Like it's kind of like, the law of attraction manifestation, Rupamji, like, you're able to send out those signals. The stronger the signal, like the radio station or TV station, sometimes you could really be so fading because their signal never got into your ears or
Mhm.
to the transistor or iPhone or whatever. Similarly, if we don't have intentions, the strength of our intention and what we want to accomplish, the passion needs to go so far away that maybe in India or Pakistan or wherever or Australia somebody catches it
yes,
and they
100%.
come right into attracted to you to manifest it.
Mhm.
I really believe in that. We don't know who will come
I
in your life. Yeah, yeah.
and I think, I'm big fan of occult sciences. I love astrology. I love where the planets are right now. And
Yes.
what I know is we are going into this golden age, which we call
Hmm.
the Iron Age, which is all about collaboration. And it's
Totally.
all about people doing it together. There's not going to be that one leader. There's going to be everybody coming together and doing it for each other's good, rather than just one person wins and everybody else is a slave. So we're going into, I'm very excited about the world that's coming. I know it doesn't look like that right now, but
Hmm.
I'm sure Vinny and Farouk, there's a reason you guys are together, and you're both believers.
We are. We really are. I think, the main idea started how we gel together and spread the good word so that we could help other young entrepreneurs and
Mhm.
middle, how to lead and get into a business because being a business for yourself is the best way for financial freedom. And that's what we believe in. And lots of people believe in, but you got to take those steps. And AI, I'm really, really big into artificial intelligence. Actually, just before the meeting, I had a 1 hour meeting where they're going to read, the chat GPT is going to read all my books. It's going to read all my videos I've done for last 24 years or 50, 40 years. And then it's going to be mini winning. So
Oh,
all the knowledge that I may not even remember through AI, it's going to be people will ask questions and Winnie will be speaking the answers from my, all the databases and all
amazing. So like an avatar.
knowledge.
You're
I
getting an
know.
avatar.
Avatar, right? It's
Oh, I
going to
love
be,
that.
and it's going to be on every computer in the world because if you have internet, you have mini Winnie.
And see, that's what it is. I mean, you could have totally said, I'm not saying retirement's a bad thing, but you could have said,
Yeah.
okay, you know what, it's not. But the passion is what keeps you alive. And that's
Yes.
Yeah.
we can
So
never
true.
let go of that.
Vinny
I
ji,
don't, I just, go ahead, Farooq.
I will just add, Vinny ji, I'm going to add something here that Vinny ji, first of all, his passion and how excited he is just to be like day to day basis, right? And he's always trying new things. He keeps his mind sharp, and he never like he's always exploring new ideas. And that's, I think, one of his secrets to success. Great attitude, always happy, always smiling, and then trying different things. And then if
Yes.
you try 100 things, a certain percentage will work. And there's no
Yes.
secret about it, but people don't do it. So I've learned a lot from
And
Viniji.
it
I've known him
takes,
for 7, 8 years.
yeah, and it takes time to get there. I'm sure it was,
Yeah.
the attitude remains the same, but we evolve.
Hmm.
And it
Correct.
comes with confidence of getting, certain
Yes.
clicks.
Yes.
It has to be
Totally.
authentic. Otherwise,
Hmm.
otherwise it's exhausting.
You're so true. You're so right. I mean, people say I worked 5 hours. I said, "Oh, are you tired?" Oh, yeah, I'm so tired. I said, then you don't do what you
Yeah,
really need to do.
100%.
If 5 hours is keeping you tired, wait about 17 hours or 19 hours. It should be just so good for that you're ready for another 19 hours.
Yes, totally.
No, it's been such a tremendous. Thank you so much for taking the time, Dr. Rupam
My pleasure.
Khanna, and it's such a pleasure. And we love to, really find out more. And if you think of some other people in the Bay Area, as you know, we've been living here 44 years in the Bay Area, and you have also been. So some other Desi entrepreneurs, you know. Anyway, by the
Okay.
way, if you're listening and watching us, and if you think, hey, guess what? I've got a story to tell. I'm an entrepreneur who started with little money or less money or whatever, and I have a big influential I can teach and share some nuggets. Please reach out to me, Vinny Chopra or Farooq, brother. And, we would love to interview you and see if you are appropriate for our show. So we'd love to ask you
Absolutely.
also,
Please, yeah. We need people who have a lot to share, the great knowledge and experience in business, so we can spread the knowledge to other people.
Sure. And how can people reach you, Dr. Rupam?
Um,
Yeah.
you can email me or at
Okay.
grk@merakk.com or
Okay. Yes.
through your show, through you, anywhere.
Yes. 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 And also LinkedIn. I'm sure you're
Yes,
on
yes.
LinkedIn. Yeah,
LinkedIn,
right there.
Instagram, Facebook, the social
Beautiful.
media.
Beautiful. No, thank you so much. It's such a
Thank you.
pleasure
This
to
was
have
fun.
you. Ah, so nice. So nice. Thank you so
Nice
much.
to meet you,
And
Farouk. It was a pleasure.
Thank you
yeah,
so much, Rupamji.
thank
Good
you
luck with
so much.
all your visions and endeavors. It was amazing listening to you. I learned. I feel like I have to work on a lot of things, but amazing to hear
Day
your
at a
story
time.
We're learning every day, right?
Yes.
Aren't we?
every day.
Alrighty. If you like this show, guys, please go ahead and comment, like, and share. We would love to be back again with another great personality with us in the Desi Money Show. Please grab your gulab jamun or samosas or dosas and a chai and meet us again on our show. We'll see you
Thank
again.
you.
Thank you so much.
Stay tuned for our next episode. Like, share, and subscribe now, and join us as we unravel more tales of Desi hustle.